Today, the 12th of August, 2025, in my birthplace of Dundestown, Abaco, in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. This is an example of you could be in and you could be out. I am impressed and overwhelmed by the amount of young men from Mose Island. Mose Island is not probably the strongest PLP district throughout Abaco. We have some pockets in North Abaco, but Mose Island is definitely a PLP hotbed. Guess who is the man in charge of Ministry of Youth and Sports for the entire Abaco? He is a pastor for Mose Island. Mose Island, I want to ask you all PLP this question. Has he done anything for the community of Mose Island? I used to see him all around for years talking about a track, a proper track for Mose Island, a proper this for Mose Island. I haven't been to Mose Island for a while. I haven't asked anybody from Mose Island for a while, but I'm asking you. Has the quality of sports and its playing field improved since one of your own, a pastor, a man of the gospel, that's collected about $5,000 a month for 4 years? Add the money. $5,000 a month for 4 years. And ask the pastor how much time has he been in his office. Has the quality of life in the sporting arena in North Abaco better? I saw some young men, and not so young men, came from Florida, from Tampa, product of Catholic High. They came all the way to Abaco. God must have sent them to Abaco because they didn't even know how they got in Abaco, of all the places to choose. I went down there and they didn't even have a net on the basketball court. I said, but I said to the coaches, that net right there, that's missing, that messes up your game. With a proper net, you look more professional. I went and bought a net. As simple as a net was. Where is the man responsible for Ministry of Youth and Sports in Abaco? John Pinder brag about him coaching this, him doing that. I say, but what has he brought to the table? He's one-dimensional. He knows a little about track. Does he know anything about softball? Does he know anything about basketball? Does he know anything about Chunkanu? But that's what you got. Has Mose Island benefited by having one of their own as the man responsible for the Ministry of Youth and Sports in Abaco? That's the question. And ask yourself, if Kai Mills was in charge of Ministry of Youth and Sports throughout Abaco, and my party is the governing party, would the playing fields in Abaco be better? Or would they be like a Jones or taking light off of this pole and putting on that pole, removing lights and putting on this pole? Or would their light be there for the eternity? Can't even get lights on the playing field in Abaco. And one of our own is a pastor, and he's in charge of Ministry of Youth and Sports in the biggest PLP district of Mose Island. Is sports better for the young people of Mose Island? Do they have a summer program? Do they have any program with your man, big PLP pastor, as the Minister of Youth and Sports for the entire island of Abaco? What if Kai Mills had it? What a different it will be. Y'all vote for Kai, Coalition of Independents, because Kai cares. I'm not going to collect the money and don't show up to work. Ask the pastor. You're getting paid 5 days a week. Which week has he spent a week in the Ministry of Youth and Sport office at the government complex? If you're taking that money wrongly, Kai ain't pleased and God ain't pleased. But have he showed up to work? I ain't gonna say 1 month. Has he showed up 5 days in 4 years collecting a paycheck? Y'all vote for Kai. We'll fix it because Kai cares.